to be. I just wanna go. I only wanna make things right. If you don't say that at least twice a year, you can't be my motherfucking friend. If you don't say right, at least like in March and then another time in like September, I don't know. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the CP Podcast, man. I'm your host, CP. This is CP Podcast. This is it. Look at it. Look around. Look at it. This is CP Podcast. This is the place where we talk about the shit CP want to talk about. And when you don't want to talk about the shit CP want to talk about, we don't give a fuck. That was a little moment of silence for you. That was your little piece of real estate for you to have the perfect podcast where I don't say shit and nothing is said, and that's just for you right there. You can play that over and over again. Across from me, usually wearing all black. Today's no different. Is that all black? Yeah. Had to make sure.
My pants is like camo shit, but
okay.
It's gray. Scale.
Respect. Some
Black and
variation of black. You could be on the Andy Griffith show and just walk through that bitch and they be like, that fit doesn't look peculiar at all.
Not at all.
Anyway, Amir's in the building, man. What's up, brother?
What's good?
Man, shit. It's been a crazy ass week, man. They almost shot Trump.
Bro.
Man, they almost shot that boy in the ear.
You think it was a setup or you think it was like some real shit?
Come on, man. Come on, dog.
Somebody died.
You tell me somebody died, man. I mean, I don't want to say they didn't die, right? Not shout out to them. My condolences to anybody who lost their life. I'm just saying, isn't you or I could not climb onto a roof with a rifle.
No, if they're...
Let alone this Aemon Targaryen looking motherfucker with this chin of a he got the chin of a nigga who done thought this shit out thoroughly, like,
They got nothing on him either, bro. He's just a regular 20-year-old dude from wherever the fuck they was at. They say he was
crazy.
Bullied or some shit like that.
He wasn't even a super nigga. What was his fucking KD on Call of Duty? Like, who is this nigga?
Just some regular dude.
Just a regular nigga who took a shot at the president.
The way I would have seen it, like if it was real, like I'm on the fence with it because I don't really give a fuck. But it's more like if it was set up in a way where it was like, all right, they set up this whole shit to make it like he gonna get shot at, and it's like this comeback story for Trump, then dude wouldn't have been like a Republican. That was the one thing that people were saying. Like the dude was registered as a Republican. They would make him be like Democrat. Like, you know, there's somebody on their side that set it up and tried to shoot him or whatever. Yeah, I think it could be a thing of negligence from the Secret Service. It's just like they just be bullshitting. And it's like that kind of shit or whatever. Because at first when I saw it, I didn't know if those were gunshots. It was just like pop, pop. And then I was like, oh, his ear's bleeding. But it could have been because they tackled, bro.
I mean,
but then seeing the photo where you can see the shit whiz by. There's like a couple whiz by, and then dude got killed there.
I thought it was a woman that got killed behind him.
No, it was a guy. They found out who it was, the name or whatever. Dude was on Twitter talking so much shit, like racial shit, all kinds of stuff like that. Like he was one of them. Killed? Yeah, he was one of them kind of guys.
So
I think people was like, why would he get up? Like, you know, you when you get shot at, you're scared. And it's like, why would he get up and put his fist up? I was like, it's Trump we're talking about. Like, he know the antics. He on the bullshit. He know exactly what to do at any moment. Like, that's just has been his whole shtick. Like, that's how he got in this bitch. Man, he not an actual presidential candidate. He is more like a reality TV star. So anything he do is just gonna be like, that's comical, in a way where it's like, I can't believe this is real, but he really be on that kind of timing.
I mean, first they say the bullet whizzed past his ear, clipped his ear. Then they say a piece of his teleprompter flew off from the bullet and hit his ear. Then they say they saw him put something on his ear and then go down. It was like, bro, that shit was crazy, man. Like,
I feel like if it was...
I'm glad he okay. Let's say that.
I don't give a damn.
No, man, I'm gonna say I'm glad he's okay, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, so when somebody dies, there's no chance for them to ever redeem themselves. At least, you need to get to live another day, man, as a person. Do I agree with anything he does? Absolutely not. Even breathe. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wish death on nobody, man. Cause I don't want nobody wishing death on me, you know?
You get what you get back, so I ain't giving that nigga
I
shit.
mean, my thing is I only want to make things right.
The Democrats they swore I was like, oh, we're gonna stop everything. Oh my God, we're so sorry. Like that. It's like, man, get the fuck out
They
of
said
here, man.
what?
They're like just so worried, and this kind of thing can't be happening. It's like he's the person that incites these kind of things to happen. And at conventions like that, they allow people to bring guns at shit like that. I think somebody just got shot at the other Republican convention like today or last night or some shit. And it's like
The one Amber Rose was at?
I think so. Or it was either last night or today. But that shit is like, no, they allow that kind of shit to happen.
He did say fight. It's like, nigga, shut up, man. Why you doing that? If another nigga pop right there while you trying to say fight and blew your fucking fist off, it's like, bruh, just sit down, man. And now they got the trading cards. You know me, dog. You know I need a PSA 10 Trump because I'm flipping that bitch.
What the hell?
Yeah,
people
bro.
Too quick with this shit.
They got the trading cards, bro.
They're making shirts and shit.
Yeah,
I was more so talking about like how the Democrat, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them, they out here just first thing is sending there, talking to him and making sure he's all good or whatever. That man wouldn't give a fuck if it was somebody else on the opposition, essentially. Yeah. And it's just like it's funny how all this shit just playing out. Like it really is like it make you deep into the like a conspiracy shit. So like I said, I don't know either way. If he would have got popped right on TV, my nigga, it wouldn't have been like. It would have been crazy, but it would have been like, well, I mean, that's the kind of games that go along with this shit.
Right. So I saw this video where they talk about how the JFK assassination, speaking of Trump's assassination, I saw this video where talking about the JFK assassination was a doctored footage situation. So the one that we've always seen has him getting shot from somebody else, but in the actual footage, nigga, they have the driver of the car turn around and pop this nigga. And that's supposedly how the nigga JFK died. Now, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Then they show the footage, and the footage that we see, mind you, this is like so long ago. So they probably was editing footage with like actual rolls of film.
They had to.
The fucking tree behind the nigga doesn't even have a trunk because they overlapped footage of that driver. So like, let's pull that up real quick because I want to see this real quick. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about.
Can we even like pull that shit up like that on here?
So JFK hoax or JFK doctored footage. Damn, my nigga Bronny. I was watching some highlights. That nigga shot some shit. He made a shot in the fourth quarter with like 4 minutes left. They was like, his first points of the game. I was like, God damn it, Bronny. I just want the nigga to be great, man. Conspiracy. Hold on.
The conspiracy to silence the JFK assassination.
Hold on. No, photographers. Damn, what'd I do with that shit? I might need to send it to you. The tree. It was a tree behind the nigga. That they cut the trunk out the tree. Like on the edit, you just couldn't see. I saw it yesterday, man. I be having I don't be wanting to like shit because I don't be wanting my
algorithm to be too.
Yeah, I don't want them niggas coming like, we saw what you liked. Come on, you coming with us. So I just be like liking shit with my eyes and trying to memorize where I be seeing shit from. So hold on, I'm about to look for it. But try to find it where they like JFK footage fake or something like that. Yeah, assassination footage fake. Cause that shit was like, oh shit, that shit fucked me up. I'm like, man. And they was like, nothing is as we think it is. They always be scaring with the little music they be using, and they've been doing that for a long time. Remember that Unsolved Mysteries? That just scared the shit out of me. You be like, man, find these motherfuckers, dog. And I used to think that the niggas doing the reenactments was the real people. I'm like, so y'all brought them in to shoot a segment and y'all didn't arrest the nigga right there? Y'all brought this nigga in to shoot this bullshit. Hold on, let me see. These some of the posts that I have liked. I be liking some bullshit. Yeah, I ain't got that shit, man. That shit gone. If this all the recent shit I saved, it's terrible. A lion got bit by a snake. I don't know why I saved that. Lab-grown human brains. Oh, I heard about this too. You heard about biocomputing?
Biocomputing.
Bro, all right, look. So I've been wanting to get into this and I forgot about it. So like basically, your brain is like a fucking quadruple quantum times a million computer. It has capacity like you would not believe. The things that we could store, our graphics card is fucking impressive. You know what I'm saying? like we're a fucking dope ass computer, right? The brain, they're making synthetic brains and then using those to be tiny, like multi-level computers. Now, the problem with that is that giving AI a synthetic style brain is making it as limitless as we could be if we were to be able to increase our maximum potential. So hold on. I'm about to send you this and you let me know what you think about this. Hold on 1 second. Let me say what's up to the chat too real quick. Tone, what up though? Miss Makiba, AJ Unfiltered, Michael Winters, Yinka Rufai, Yinka Rufai. Y'all names be whipping my ass. Eric D. Kia, what up though? Tone said he was saving some bullshit too. Hell yeah. Sad thing is we supported him for decades. So. Oh yeah, I know. Fuck Trump, but I do need that card though. I bought that Hawk Tour card too. I'm waiting for it to come. Yeah, bitch hollow. I'm about to get it graded. PSA 10. Throw that bitch in the vault.
The fact that there's cards.
Yeah, it's crazy. The fact that she ain't suck no dick. We just. Oh, she said, and she do the most. Like, who wants somebody to Hawk Tour on that shit? Like Hawk is flim.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, get your nasty ass out of here. So that's some wild shit. I wanted to talk about it, but I wanted to hear about it too. So, fuck it. We're gonna move on. They also found a metal base on the moon this week. Have you heard about that?
I haven't heard nothing.
They found a metal base that they say is the size of like a continent right under the surface of the moon. They've been finding like that. I don't know what the hell the moon been doing lately, but people been getting crazy images of it. Different images of the surface, little shit like crosses being on the surface. And I ain't talking about no religious cross, like some shit like just like industrial looking land spots. Hold on.
So like a cross like a X?
Yeah, but it's some more shit though. So like let's look that up real quick. My phone, my daughter just texted me, asked me for $40. It's like, god damn. $40. $40. What movie was that? Was that Baby Boy?
Yeah.
Squeeze my tiny ass up in this. Dog, we used to be dying laughing back when it was funny to see some gay shit. After a while, I started being like, all right, man, go on with that bullshit, man. Pause. No disrespect to them, but I'm just saying it ain't funny no more.
So something like this, you think?
Yeah, mysterious mass of metal discovered underneath the lunar South Pole. That's a fucking base, ladies and gentlemen.
This was 5 years ago.
Yeah, so go back because they found like they found something more recent about it. But 5 years ago, they just snuck this in under our radar. Yeah, by the way, it's metal. How the fuck can it be metal on the moon in a mass like that? Now, from the satellite, it looks like that, but I'm sure from very, very close up, it's probably a fucking city or some ruins or some shit like that on the moon. I told y'all niggas a year ago that it's a base on the moon. The moon is like Washington, D.C., how it has all these embassies. It's a lot of different people, or not people, but shit from this galaxy that the moon is like a fucking Costco for fucking trading with other intergalactic species. It's all kind of shit. Meeting on the moon, missing people and body parts and all kind of shit. It's on the fucking moon. What was that picture? Go back to that.
Just like a bad picture somebody made up.
Yeah, okay. Because it looked like the dark side of the moon was looking like a goddamn planet over there.
I don't even know what website that was.
Yeah, what's the newest thing that they've said?
This is from 2020.
Yeah, can you go up to like Google Tools and then go like you know what I'm saying, like
Anytime
in the past week, past week.
Let's see. Past week. What is this talking about?
Scientists discuss. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Scientists have confirmed that a cave on the moon could be used to shelter future explorers. Basically, man, dog, that's like, come on, bro. Is anybody stupid, man? So basically, y'all already been there, and this where we going. This where they going back to.
Yeah, they were saying it's cave on the moon, not far from where Neil Armstrong landed 55 years ago, and there are hundreds more that could house future astronauts.
Come on, dog. Come on, bro.
Not hard to believe that there's some kind of cave when the moon.
I don't
has
even think
hella
Buzz
craters.
and them went to a nigga named Buzz ain't never went to the fucking moon with no 1955 technology, riding firecrackers to the moon. If you niggas think no, bro, no, dog, no, man. I gotta watch that movie where they're talking about the fake moon landing, bro, because no, this is bullshit.
Lava tubes.
It's shit on the moon. They have been traveling to the moon, but it has not been with no fucking rockets. That's not how you get to the moon. Like, they've been going to the moon with those reverse engineered spacecrafts that they were gifted to or that they shot down. That's how they've been getting to the moon. That's how they've been able to enter into the trade, the technology, and all this other shit by giving them the people. Boom. I just solved it, man. There it is. Like,
I don't think it's far-fetched to say that there's metal on, I would say, every planet in this, or even moon in this solar system. Something metal, like if there's some gravitational pull, like you say it is, and there's
are you talking about debris? Are you talking about like actual like mining style?
I mean, I guess it just would depend. It probably changes per planet. We just know based on what we know here and on Earth, what kind of metals we're used to seeing. So it wouldn't be surprising that it's on the opposite side. There's some kind of pull. If the moon has an effect on like our tides, our water system and shit like that, the sun has a pull keeping us in. We have our own gravity and shit. And then other planets could have similar or less metal or whatever. It just would depend that way. Like, a compass points a certain way because of the magnets and
right. But Amir, here's what I'm saying. Why all of that though? Like, nobody's gonna talk about how the moon affects the tide of the water. Like, they already talk about how the moon is in water, that space is actually water in itself, and that everything is connected through the bottom of the earth with the water coming up. So it's like why does the moon affect the tide? Nobody has ever fully explained that to us. They've told us that, and we know it to be true because we've seen it do it. But why though? Like, why? Like, what is it about the moon that has a gravitational pull on the oceans on Earth? And that type of connection, I'm gonna tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like two magnets that are like opposite or the same, where they can't touch each other, and so that force,
they push
that they're pushing on each other, and so as they both turn, it's like it never gets to the side where it could actually stick to, you know what I'm saying? Because they both turn it. My thing is like, something with that particular gravitational pull, that energy in the middle of there, something can like that's like I can't explain it, but that type of force we should be able to use to get to the moon. Like that, just that little force in there. I can't explain why.
So you're saying is it more of a pull or is it like pull to?
I feel like it's a push.
A push.
It's a push, right? But
so
it's like
it's pushing from the moon to us.
Right. But what I'm saying is like that's because those two are the same north and north of the magnet, right? But if you put something in there, I'm just saying like that energy, something should be able to almost ricochet in that. In you know what I'm saying? Like either right in it or as soon as it get out of it, it should be able to jet right up. Well, we should be able to use that force because if that's pushing the gravity down, the second that it gets away from that spot as it rotates, you should be able to, with that gravity, lift it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know physics. I'm not even finna act like I know astrophysics or anything like that. But what I'm saying is like the fact that there's a connection with the moon.
There is something out there, but it would work. It wouldn't work in our favor. It works against us, and I think that's what makes space travel more difficult than it may just seem like we just shoot out. But once you get outside of a gravitational pull, you literally fall into limbo, nigga, and you're just well now we're going. Like
here's what I'm saying. Okay, look. Because niggas talking about I'm high. Shout out to Eric D talking about I'm high. This is what I'm saying, right? All right, so let's say you shoot a rocket, right, with all that strength. Now the moon is pushing down. The moon is pushing down on the planet, right? But the moon is also going around. So if you catch it right when you're shooting a rocket at a full moon when all that pressure is on, it's hard as hell for that rocket. You got to have a crazy booster. But like the second that we get slightly off of where that spot is, because the rocket is already in the air, it's not on land anymore. So the rocket is in the air, kind of suspended in that space that is not being pushed down as much anymore. Once it gets out of that, it should technically gain velocity. And I don't know what that's called. So like that's like saying like you trying to bust through damn, I wish I could explain it better. If I had
it's probably possible for it to gain velocity, but I still think there's definitely still some kind of pull there, and that would be from more likely the sun, which was what kind of keeps all of this shit together in this particular universe. So if those things are like they're just not like in a way it's like suspended in air, but they're all tied together. That's why I think stay where they are. They don't really move away from that, and as long as we can have been able to document or even know of, it hasn't been a way where some shit has shifted or whatever. Like some planets may move here and there, the moon may do this and all this other shit, but for the most part, shit has stayed similar. And I think it's like you only can go so fast because it's what's safe. Because if you don't want to go too fast, because then that will burn up or anything like that, then it's working in that regard, and that shit's still moving too. As we're moving, but we're also the planet, like the Earth is spinning, the moon is moving around it. So It's like I'm trying to get to it. I'm working in a way where I have to kind of adjust myself to keep in that same direction.
Right, but everything that you're saying is true if you were still on the ground.
No, it's the same. Because if you go into space, if you don't move, then the shit will move around you. But I think you kind of move with it, but I don't think it is moving as fast. So you're working against some shit too. It's like you can go fast enough, but you're still working against something that's already still moving.
Okay, so let's look it up then. Let's look it up on YouTube. Because everything you're saying, I hear you. I'm just saying that like once you're in the air, if they timed it right where they understood where the push from the moon was at in a certain spot, because it has to change, which is why the tide changes. If you get to the edge of that and you get to going and then it continues to move, you're in the air. So like the earth is still spinning, the moon is spinning, but you took off from a point that is your now takeoff point without the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. The thing about it is that the moon doesn't turn all the way around. We always see that one side of the moon. So whatever pull we get is nearly the same. I think it's just more so how close in relation to Earth the moon may be during that certain time, and at where specifically it pulls a little stronger.
Tone just said it. Depending on the distance of a certain point, you begin to battle push and pull simultaneously. You know what that sounds like?
It sounds like that
sounds like ocean pressure.
Centripetal. centrifugal force or something like
right,
that. I
but
think.
that's similar to ocean pressure.
Yeah, the deeper you go,
The deeper you go, the more you have on top of you, the more you have underneath you. Right. And so what I'm saying is like the more you get closer to the surface, the easier it is to go up. Right? Like so the more if you start way low, it's a lot of pressure. The higher you go up, it's less pressure. To the point where
no, actually.
What you mean?
No. There's like a middle ground here. It's so like what you do when you go underwater, and it's that pressure, right?
Right.
The same thing happens when you go up. That's why you can't just go out into space. Things have to be able to make it so that it gets pressure. The same shit is like it because I think the thing is like higher pressure yields less oxygen. And when you go up in the plane, there's less oxygen. Now we're at the area where it's like we're still in a space where if something were to happen, we could be all right. We have to come down. But right above it is an area where it's not safe. It's not safe for a plane to go. It's also not safe for you to be up there because the air is so
Right.
thin.
I'm giving you the example of like when a rubber band pops, the resistance is over. Right? And so when a rubber band pops, that resistance no longer being there, the pressure that was in suspension, once it snaps, you shoot out faster than you would have. If I put my finger out like this, and I could keep a steady pace, but if somebody put a rubber band in front of it and I have to fight that rubber band, when that rubber band pops, I'm gonna because of the pressure that I had to exert, I'm gonna shoot out faster, than it would if I was not having that resistance from that rubber band. Now, mind you,
so I think we can look that up. It'd be more of like, do things move faster once they leave Earth's gravitational pull?
Well, my point is that I was talking about from the depths of the sea, that represents the rubber band, that pressure that you want.
Mm-hmm. But it's the same. But going up, the same thing. There's a pressure there,
right?
And then it's like once you So
as you
faster?
Get closer to the surface, you can move faster because that pressure is gonna. So that's why that's why killer whales, orcas, can shoot out of the water and do flips, right? Because of the pressure that they're swimming against in that water. To swim in this air atmosphere is such a light, like that's like their lightest that they can ever be almost, and heaviest at the same time. If that makes sense, like they're heavier on land than they are in water. But the way that they shoot out of that water, they're only doing that because of how strong they have to be to swim from that depth. If that makes sense, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see the point you're making there. Yeah, because we can't do that shit.
All right. So let me go back to the chat now because motherfuckers in here clowning me because I'm not a fucking physicist. I'm trying to tell you niggas. All right. Big Shug, what up though? Trapping in CVS with the headphones in. If you security, bro, that's hilarious. Niggas in there stealing greeting cards and shit. Brandon Taylor, what up though? Who else? Maurice Moore, what up though? Tiffany Alexandra, what up though? We're talking about like moon traveling to the moon. Why the moon? Snake said still in mad tampons. Why the moon has a certain pressure on the planet? Can we pull up a video? Because I've seen a video about it.
Yeah,
and what the moon does to the tide. And could that pressure, even though it hasn't been really explained, could that pressure help us to figure out how we can get to the moon more? Because we have not really been to the moon, quote unquote, since the old days, and that don't make no sense. I feel like I know that we have been to the moon quite a bit, and that we do a lot of business on the moon, but I can't prove it, so I gotta just pressure as in gravity, Tiff.
So instead of a video, we'll read up on it because they'll try to cut us out.
Well, just do it for the Patreon, and then we could do it. You know what I'm saying? We'll cut it out.
They're not gonna be able to hear it though. That's the other thing. So that's why I was like, we could pull a video.
So what are they saying?
So this is from NASA.
Of course.
Yeah, NASA.
I have no idea what it means.
So the moon and the Earth exert a gravitational pull on each other.
We said that.
Yeah, we said that on Earth. The moon's gravitational pull causes the oceans to bulge out on both sides, closest to the moon and the side furthest from the moon. and these bulges create high tides. The low points are where the tides occur. Now, I didn't know having this like diagram here. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, I knew it was like a teardrop that the Earth was sitting in, right? And so it looks like we're inside of water, and we think that water stops
Oh shit!
outside
Okay,
of
this is okay. This is the difference here, because I think this will touch on what you were just talking about.
Okay.
There's not just one side that the moon affects. It happens because the moon's gravity affects the entire Earth, pulling at every point on our planet. And the strongest pull occurs on the point closest to the moon, and the weakest points on the furthest away. But everywhere is affected.
Right.
So it's like if you were trying to, so I guess in our instance, if we're talking about trying to get to the moon, we're working like against that strongest pull, because if that's the direction that we're going to.
I want to bring something up to you real quick. Please bring up that dialogue again so they can see it.
Yep.
And I want y'all to tell me what y'all see, because I'm gonna tell you what I see. The blue part of the planet Earth that is connected to those green land masses, what is that? That's water, right?
Mhm.
So then what's that other shit that's light blue that's in contrast to that blue? That's like also water. It looks like the world is sitting in a big ass puddle of water above and below us. And once again, do we think that the water is stopping to make space, or is space water in itself? Because think about this. Oxygen is in water. Oxygen is a key component of water. It's almost like a boiled down version of water. So from the deepest of the ocean you go, which is the wateriest water, to all the way to the sky, everything is water. It rains from the sky. Our atmosphere contains water. There's moisture in the atmosphere. We all are experiencing moisture. We are in ourselves over 70% water. Shout out to Tiffany Alexander, just said that. To my point, Angry Asa, the firmament splits water from water. It's like there's two different kind of waters right there. Like, that's not a good diagram if it's not correct. Number one. Number two, how do you know that the North Pole is the North Pole when you're dealing with a compass, Amir? I'll tell you why. How? Magnetic. There's a magnetic pull to the North Pole, right? Mm-hmm. That's why compasses is nothing but a wound up magnet that's always going to face north, right? Mm-hmm. What I just said about the moon, because we only see one of the polar caps of the moon, like one side of it, which could be a magnetic, that could be the north side of the moon. We don't know what side that is for real. But all we know is that it has a magnetic pull or rejection to our north side, which is where our magnet is at. Because there's no magnetic pull to the south pole, is it?
Shit, I feel like there is.
I feel like it's not. I feel like the magnets all go to the north. Even when you're in the south, it goes straight to the north. Is there a south magnetic pull?
But it's saying that the south magnetic pole is not fixed according to this.
Right, but the north is, right? And so that's the part of our planet that's where the magnet is at, is in the north.
Yeah. But it could be because on a magnet there's two sides.
Right.
So if it was flipped, where like the magnet in our compass is pulling to that one.
I see what you're saying. So the negative is down south.
So if you put a different kind of magnet in it, then it'll pull it in the opposite direction.
I think that all these planets and the sun and the moon, all of it are magnets. I think that we don't really pay enough attention to magnets and the way that they interact in, like, magnets just come from, like, where do magnets come from? Let's look that up.
You said different metals?
Yeah, right. But those metals are magnetic. So then that's not a magnet in itself. Zaynova, what up, though? Yeah, Tone, I agree that they might be using light blue, but I just think that everything in this situation is very deliberate. And why would they use water representing water, not touching the other water being the same color as the water? That don't make no sense. They don't want you to question it. That's why I question it.
So there are natural magnets.
Yeah.
Lodestone. Piece of magnetite. Attracts iron, so it is technically a magnet.
Mm.
So the rest of the magnets we have are the rest of the magnets we see today are created or man-made.
By what, though?
This group includes iron, cobalt, nickel. By exposing them to a magnetic field using an electric current. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, that does sound right.
That are lined up or polarized. Yep, you have to polarize them.
So they electrically charge these.
Yeah. So using, electrons.
So that means that you should, theoretically, you can ground a magnet out or be able to kill a magnet, right?
We say we're technically.
Right? You should be able to like smother a magnet like in a way that it makes it not magnetic anymore.
I think it just depends on how strong the magnet is, but that usually determines like sometimes it's how big or how thick whatever you're trying to go through is.
Yeah.
That kind of pull. Because it's, like regular magnet, like the ones that we have in the schools, like you can easily block those out with like a hand. You get a bigger magnet and it'll, go through your skin or whatever the case may be.
I think that it's so convenient for them. Here's the thing. I think that they're telling us shit. I think that the government is feeding us conspiracies in order to cover up truths. I think that they benefit from us believing that we haven't been to the moon. It's so easy. Like that's one of them conspiracies that's like, dog, y'all could easily dispel this with a story that y'all want to make up, but y'all don't want to. They say like, yeah, we destroyed all of our equipment. We destroyed all of the records of how we made it to the moon, but that doesn't even make sense because you destroyed obsolete technology. Okay, cool. Right? Obsolete technology. You have destroyed obsolete technology. But what is that saying for 40 years later, 50 years, 60, 70 years later? It doesn't make any sense. That shit should have been obsolete. We should have had brand new shit by now. Right? And so they would rather look like fools and liars than to say, hey, we're on the moon doing A, B, and C. Because it's like, come on, they should damn near be arrested if they really never went to the moon and we just gonna let that shit just slide. Like, that don't make no sense. It's like...
But they're saying that we have been to the moon.
Of course, well, they're saying it, but they're also... It's like saying, like, you know how you tell your kids, like, they not gonna get something for Christmas? Or you tell a little kid, like, you're not getting this, but you know you are going to get it. But you telling them that, and they know you're going to get it. And it's like they saying that we went to the moon, but then they're allowing movies to be made. Because believe it or not, they're not going to just let a movie come out, a cinematic movie that dispels the government. It doesn't work like that. They're not going to just let that happen. They could drop in a movie about faking the moon landing. They have all this evidence about how they faked the moon landing, how the bottom of the shoe tread doesn't fit the foot mark that's on the thing, how there's no wind in space, or how would a flag be blowing like they had, even though it's propped up on a little thing. It's like...
What movie you're talking about?
They're having a new movie right now. It's like set to come out, like I believe like this week or next week, where they talk about... It's a movie where they discuss why they faked the moon landing in order just to get it. You know what I'm saying? It was like a backup plan just in case they really couldn't make it to the moon. They was going to create a moon in a studio. And they talk about how they did it like, it's some out in the desert. They were able to find an area that they still have it kind of right now where it's like cratered out.
Oh, Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah, it's called Fly Me to the Moon. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's like they wouldn't let that come out. It just wouldn't. That's something that's too important to just dispel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like them making a movie in detail about a way that they faked 9/11. Like, that would incite too many questions, and it would incite too much, like, what? This is very feasible. This is extremely feasible. Imagine a movie about 9/11 that's as detailed and in-depth as a Game of Thrones universe, where it's like, we did it because of this and this and this, and this is how it happened, and we did it using this purpose, and they got names, and it's like, dog, it just started to get like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't do that. You say, what? I mean, they let a movie be made about aliens in the White House. Right, but that's different, though, because it hasn't been aliens destroying the White House and blowing it up. If that did happen, they couldn't release a movie about their involvement in knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I ain't gonna take that back. Because they do Men in Black and shit like that, but that's all to my point, though. These movies come out and they're very, like, anti the story that the government... The government says there's no aliens. Here come the movie. Like, no, it's, you know what I'm saying? The government, like, we landed on the moon. Here come the movie in detail. Like, no, we didn't. And then we've already been saying it. We've already been saying that the moon landing was fake. And they come out with this movie. It's like, of course, the moon landing could have been real, but it doesn't make any sense why we have not been back to the moon on a bunch of occasions. Like, nigga, we should be always on the moon, which is what I think we are, always on the moon. And I think that the fact that they can't tell people that we're always going to the moon, they're willing to let you think that we never went to the moon at all in the back of your mind, just to be like, all right, we can't let them know what we're doing on this fucking moon, no matter what. I know it was a big deal. It's like, fuck, how can I explain it? Because it's like, imagine like you about to take some kids into a haunted house, but you get into the haunted house and you go there and check it out first. And when you get in there, it's a fucking strip club, orgy, rave. And then you got to come back out and be like, all right, kids, we can't go in there. And they're like, what? Why not? We can't go in there. Why? Because we just can't. And we just cannot let y'all see what's going on in there because y'all are too young. Y'all are kids. It's like, that's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? Where they went and it's like, oh, fuck. Something is going on here, and we can't just be up here. We can't just let them we promised a big fun vacations on the moon and pictures from the moon, dinner on the moon. That's how they was thinking. All of a sudden, it was like nothing. Nothing. And it's like, today they found metal on the moon, the size of a continent. Today you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just... They leave these holes on purpose. It's nothing different than a classified document that they blacken shit out. And so they leaving you 8-9 words of a 1,000-word essay. And you just like, what the fuck? The moon didn't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't know. That's all I'm saying. What you think?
I wouldn't say that, because I think the way you framed it and then the way you explained it was slightly different, because it was the way you were saying was like, they kind of want you to believe like they hadn't been to the moon.
They want to allude that they didn't. But
it's like at the same time they did. I think what you're getting at is more like muddying things up in a way, which is a thing that happens all over the place, especially on the internet. But I also don't think the government gives a fuck, because if you're confused, then that's just what you are. They don't have to give it to you straightforward if that's not really their intent. And that's not their intent. So it's like they don't have to go out of their way to be like, why would we let them come out and say that there's a movie coming out, and why would we care if they say that we didn't do it? Well, fuck it. That will confuse them. Fuck it. Like,
well, because we're talking about things that none of us own. And so the race is to get to these places and establish the knowledge. And so it's like, smart people are going to question like, okay, wait a minute. We was trying to race Russia to the moon because nobody owns the moon. We was trying to get there and put our flag down. I see Tiff, to her point, we got bases on the moon. Shout out to Love Ashley Jewel too. But we got bases on the moon now, right? But I've been saying we got bases on the moon. I said everybody got a base on the moon. Not just America, every country in on the planet has a base on the moon if they have a space program. And then every other, like, it's other galaxies that are doing business on the moon. Like, we're doing business on the moon with other entities and shit we don't know about. I personally believe that. The point I'm trying to make is that somewhere between us visiting the moon for the taxpayers' benefit, for the benefit of the country, for the benefit of it, changed to being a top secret thing that nobody can ever know about now. It didn't used to be that way before they got the knowledge of what was there. They went there and then everything turned into a secret, is what I'm trying to say. And so because it's a secret,
I feel like it was always a secret. It was just that it was some bragging shit because of war ties and all kinds of shit like that. We're battling Russia. We can't let Russia do shit first. That's still like that today.
But why though? What's so special about the moon that y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying, Amir, is shit that they're not telling us. And the shit that they're telling us, they told it to us so long ago that it don't make sense anymore. People are not as dumb as they were in the 50s. And then it's like the people who told us the lie are the same people telling us, because they couldn't tell the truth to nobody else to have them extend the lie for them. And so we got fucking Buzz Aldrin and all these 89, 90-year-old motherfuckers telling us fucking 10-man stories. It was like, bro, this don't make no sense. We have better questions now. We have better questions than y'all have answers for now. We used to didn't. My grandpa and them was like, oh yeah, y'all was on the moon. The moon had some rocks. All right, time to eat. It's like, we like, what the fuck? No, we're not having that. Why the footprint don't match? Why the gravitational shit don't look the same? Why? That's how we're thinking. They weren't thinking that way back then. And so they have not redone the lie. It's just what it was. And so that's the part that kind of like fucks my mind up about what their intentions are. So you take that and then you let them release. That's like OJ wrote that book called If I Woulda Did It. Mm-hmm. That reinvigorated, like, nigga, you did do it. Even though in a court of law they said you didn't do it. You writing this book talking about if I woulda did it. Nigga, if you woulda did it, you did it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what them coming out with a movie about faking the moon landing is like. It's like, dog, this generation already don't believe that. And y'all have not done enough to dispel our disbelief, but y'all gonna let this movie come out. And then y'all gonna still stand on what y'all said before. So y'all gonna stand on that y'all did it, but y'all gonna release this movie that's showing clearly how y'all didn't do it. And then there's nothing in between. There's no bridge to be like, well, let's watch this documentary about how it went down. Let's uncover this footage that we always uncovering footage from something, because they filmed everything. Let's get this footage from when they was taking off and when they was training and when they landed and what they ate and how they was up there. It's like, dog, none of that is around.
I swear it is, because I've seen it when I was younger. But
none of that is around enough to bridge the gap between us thinking that it's fake and us understanding that it's real. Right? Like,
I don't know what they could show us that will make us believe it, because we haven't been there either.
Nigga,
I think
they could go back and show us where the fucking flag is at. That's what they could do to make me think it's real. Go back to the spot with cameras, because we got cameras that the fucking Hubble Space the Hubble Space Telescope and all that, they got pictures of brand new stars being built and all kind of new galaxies. Nigga, y'all can see all the way out there. I can see the moon with a nice ass telescope. Y'all can see a whole nother fucking galaxy. Show us the surface of the fucking moon or Mars, clear as fuck. If y'all can see a galaxy being burst.
They've shown us Mars. We've seen Mars.
I'm talking about Google Earth Mars. I'm talking about, like, nigga, go down the street on Mars.
It ain't, well, obviously Mars is that's a different bitch entirely.
What you mean?
You can't just, there's a reason why nobody's been on Mars.
I ain't talking about go there. Anybody go
saying,
to
and the machines that go to Mars don't usually make it.
I'm talking
Not
about
even,
I'm
like,
talking
getting
about
there.
pictures, Amir.
Yeah.
I'm talking about satellite. No, I'm talking about satellite. If you're not hearing me, if they can go,
I get your point, but I'm telling you that they have tried to do it, is what I'm saying.
So why can't we do it, Amir?
It's not that we can't do it. It takes resources and shit and time to do that. We gotta send the shit there.
Once again, you gotta
send the shit there, my nigga. And then once it gets there,
we didn't see.
I'm just saying, what is it really like? Really would it really take for you to actually believe it? Because I believe even if it got there, you still be like, nah, that's some bullshit.
Nah, bro.
I'm telling you, you'd be like, nah, that's some bullshit.
Because it's like security footage has gotten better.
It's the source. That's really what it is. It's the source. You're not going to believe it even if they were to go there.
Pull up the news, the they fucking got film of the, like, not film, but like pictures came back from one of our most powerful telescopes. Shout out to Maya, man, because Maya would know the name of the telescope. I don't know the shit. I know you don't know the shit. Look it up. One of the most powerful telescopes just brought us pictures back, and it's like new stars being built. I mean, new stars, baby stars. I think it is the Webb telescope. Yeah. Like, you see that right there? You see that? You see that right there? That is so far out that if they pointed this same shit at the moon, we could see down to sand particles on the moon. Like, Amir, why are we looking that far out when we don't even know what the fuck is right here? Mars is so close to us. To see this stuff, we could see into the trees on Mars or whatever the fuck they got. It would be so easy to do. I'm not saying send a rover there. I'm not saying do any of that. I'm saying pictures of the close-up surface. You can get a good-ass telescope from Earth and see the moon nicely. So you telling me that the Webb telescope, I'm talking about seeing down to, you know what I'm saying?
Let me see where this is pointed at.
Yeah, that's way out. Those are whole other galaxies. We taking pictures of other galaxies. Well, we can't even get a picture of the fucking moon. These are other galaxies. Yeah.
What planet is this? Jupiter. Wasn't nerd shit. I get your point. Like I said, I hear you.
You know
I just don't know. I just don't. I like, even if they were to do that, and I think
go back to that A12, A1, because those are all small galaxies. A3, A4, those aren't stars. Those are groups. There's like a sun in there, planets. Like, those are all their own galaxies. If I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. What does it say?
I think there's a star. It says starlight. So it's like a star. Essentially, like, I guess it would be like, these probably bigger than our sun, but based on how bright they are.
It's just so weird, bro, that it's like, when it comes to the ocean, when it comes to space, like, we are so quick to dive off the deep end of what we don't know. We don't even understand the shallow points yet. We don't even understand, like, the small shit. We still finding fish. We still finding fish at the bottom of the ocean, and you niggas think y'all know what the fuck y'all talking about with the moon. We still finding crabs and shit. It's just like, that's the shit that you know. And also too, as always, man, these episodes are brought to y'all by the good folks over at Nico Kitchen. NicoKitchenShop.com. Get your sea moss. You know, I like it. All my friends like it. It really, really works. Not just for like the sexual shit, but it makes you feel good. It gives you energy. And it tastes good too. The gummies and all that. She has the soursop tea. Use the code CP sent me. This is the last episode of the podcast for season 2. We come back with season 3. Going to be a lot of different changes. I think I want to switch up the whole aesthetic of the podcast to being more of like a couch conversation-y type of vibe. A lot of new things in store, man. So I need y'all to stay tuned and just and look out for different stuff. It's not the last time y'all gonna see me though. I have a whole new journey that I'm about to take y'all on as far as the sports cars and the trading cars. I got a whole new business I'm about to start as far as like selling them, showing y'all how to do the grading process and all that kind of stuff. So I'm about to do that. Plus, I'm going on the road. I got this tour starting with Country Wayne in September. I'm going on the road by myself for a little bit in August. So like I'm about to be around, man. Cleveland, I will be there the 16th and 17th of August. 4 shows. If you're in Cleveland, hit up the Cleveland Improv website, get them tickets. I'm gonna be posting them on my page very soon, starting to roll out for that. I like to do it like a month in advance. So I believe it's like today. We're about to start it or tomorrow. Yeah, man. I don't know what I wanted, Amir. I kind of wanted you to answer the questions. And I'm like, dog, don't you get it? But it's like, it ain't shit we could do, bro. It's always the questions, man. Like, it's so much shit that we don't know on this planet.
Let me see if I can find some satellite images of Mars. Because I feel like we know
Yes,
what Mars
Ashley,
looks like.
definitely content in the Patreon. Go ahead, bro. What'd you say?
I don't say like Mars. Let me see. Mars satellite images. Because I know we got some shit.
See, look at that up there.
Well, goddamn. Well, they give. I mean, on this shit, they give it to you exactly like straight up, and these are big. Well, this one's not that big, but these pictures, like this is pretty big picture, especially for 1996.
Mm-hmm. This
keeps going in general, but that's what I was saying. I was like, they have stuff. I just don't think people give a fuck. And there is, god damn, bro, there's over 12,000 pictures of Mars.
Exactly.
And they're fairly high quality. So it's like there's something.
Click it. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to go more recent, I guess. Oh my god, bro, I'm only in 2001. But
yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. Remember that meme? But this is my point though. My point, Amir, is that they know more than what they're telling us, and the information is out there, but they're releasing the information in like raw format. So like you have to be able to sit through. Imagine going through 12,000 pages of pictures that date back to 1996 of Mars, and then trying to decipher what you see, putting areas together. And this is only where they're facing, right? And this is coming from what I would imagine. Let me see. This is coming from rovers. Yeah, that's Mars Odyssey.
Yeah, some of these
Surveyor, Mars Odyssey.
So they're going like that's
on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
But that's what you want to see. Because then if it's an image and it's like kind of far away, and I believe that what we're looking at when we see the telescope shit, I'm not certain that those are just super duper zoomed in pictures as much as it is a big ass camera with a crazy ass sensor that they punch into rather than it being like something that's actually
that's
zoomed
what
in.
I'm saying. If they could go that far out, they could do that very simple with some of our neighboring planets that we want to know the most about.
Yeah, and I believe that you have to sift through shit to find those kind of things. I don't think that it's necessarily just out there. People don't know how to decipher that shit.
Right.
And they gave it to you, like you said, in the raw format.
It just
because they don't have to explain. Like they're not going to just flat out have to tell you everything. Like, oh, this is this and this. They're still trying to figure the shit out too.
But they do though, Amir. They have to tell us everything because then they want to be considered the smartest on the planet. So we have to know what it is that you know that we don't know.
They don't have to. What I'm saying is they don't have to tell you directly. It's like a thing. Like if you want to see and figure it out, then you might have to do some digging. And it's not that it's like I have to go through 1,000 fucking things or whatever. It's like you have to, in a way, understand the way that they're putting it out there because not everything can be breaking down into terms where everybody can understand.
Right.
Especially when you talk about NASA. There's so much shit on this site that if we went through this bitch, we'd be sitting here like, damn, bro, we don't know shit.
I agree with that. But I also think that there's a lot for them to gain with us being ignorant to the facts. Like, for example, Maurice Moore just said that Billy Carson got a lot of shit he found on the moon from rover images, and they found trees and all type of shit on Mars that they're not even talking about. Bro, life on another planet means that we need to revisit a lot of the conversations that we had about who we are, what we are, where we come from, what our religion is, what our origin is, and what our purpose is in this universe. So if you think that we give a fuck about who's the president of this rock that's on this planet, that's in this Milky Way or in this star system. It's like once we realize that there's bigger shit going on, the authority shifts. It's always going to be like that. The second that we figure out that things are taking place outside of our realm of the ceiling that we put for ourselves as humans on this planet, bro, it's going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be all hell breaking loose, but it's going to be all awakening breaking loose. Like people going to be like, dog, I don't give a fuck about, like, I might not even be from this planet. People don't even understand why it's Rh negative blood. Like they don't even know what the fuck is going on with that. They might think that there's a subspecies inside of humans that has Rh negative blood. Because if you get pregnant with a baby, let's say like you dating a woman, she got Rh negative blood, you get her pregnant. She has to get these shots called ROGAM shots so that her body does not kill this human child that it views as a foreign object. But we don't talk about what the fuck is going on with a blood type that is designed to kill humans. Like, what the fuck? Like, they're not telling us that because if the answers, I think that life is about this never-ending quest for the knowledge of self. And if they answered all those questions, then I think that the power that the people have who know more than you, it goes away. Like they can't share the knowledge with all of us, bro, because if they did, nigga, we taking this shit over. If it's no God, then what's gonna stop me from fucking all of this shit up? If I'm not finna go to heaven, my grandma dead, she not in heaven, I don't give a fuck no more. It's like, bro, if that's what it looks like. It looks like they keep finding out shit that they can't tell us. But it's making them look stupid. And so we're in a sandwich point right now where it's like science is not sciencing. And if they are, they're not telling us what the science is doing, which is making us question them, which is making them look stupid as fuck because they can't answer the questions. That's like when your kid asks you about sex and you like, man, shh. It's like, okay, all right, sex. Okay, listen, sex is like, and it's like, they know you lying because the truth don't make sense. But all we giving them is the lie with no alternative to what that means. Anyway, man, we got to get out of here, man. Everybody, my name is CP. That's Amir. It's the CP podcast, man. Always the questions, never the answers, man. The day that it's the answers, then what the fuck we gonna do? We get the answers, then what the fuck we gonna
Fucking
do?
supernova.
Man, for real. So anyway, man, let's keep finding out shit. Stay tuned. We will be back in a few weeks. It will not be long at all. And it's gonna be a whole new ball game, man. Same content, same shit that I want to talk about. And so it is what it is, man. We out. Peace.